Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Guess what I'm going to be cooking today? It's one of my favorite dishes and it's mango season, and I'm going to be making one of the classic household favorites at that's the Fajeto, called the Gujarati Mango Kadhi. It's extremely simple to make. All we're going to do is addition of mango puree to it and give a great tadka. So without wasting any time, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious household favorite. So to begin making the Gujarati Kadhi, I have a set of ingredients ready. Gujarati Kadhi is a little sweet and spicy and a little bit of sourness added by the yogurt. So I have some yogurt with me, mango puree which adds to the sweetness, some besan which is also the gram flour, curd. Well, if the mango doesn't give that sweetness that is needed for a Gujarati curry, then curd, which is also jaggery, and some ginger and tadkas, right? So I'm just going to now dive right in and show you how to cook this curry in the pan in just one pot. So let's just do that. So to make the curry, it's always good to have like a tall walled vessel so that when you actually going to churn the curry and the yogurt together, it doesn't splash all over, right? So I'm going to be cooking it in one pot and the tadka in another pot. So I'm going to add the yogurt in it first, and then the besan, the gram flour. We'll add it in and we'll just mix these two until the gram flour is completely combined well, okay? So just a little bit, because when we whisk it with a whisk, it'll get combined on its own really well. So I'm just going to just make sure the basic lumps are removed. Once that's done, I'm going to add in the mango puree. I've used Alfonso mangoes, but any mango that has this rich orange color is great, okay? And that's it. And I'm going to grate in the ginger directly into this. Once the ginger is grated, I have some slit green chilies that I'm just going to add, okay? And the other ingredient that I'm going to add is asafoetida, also the hing, just a pinch. And just a pinch of turmeric powder, not too much, and some red chili powder, again just a little bit to suit your taste, right? And the salt. I'm going to stir all of them together and add the water. So now that I've added the water, I'm going to whisk it nicely with a whisk, and I'm going to turn on the heat at this stage. And we'll turn on the heat, keep it at medium, and then we will turn the heat to high. So with a whisk, you can use an electric whisk or a very traditional whisk. We call it the matta in Tamil, and the churner, wooden churner, it's just perfect. So use this. So notice that when we're using this, we need a high-walled vessel so that when we whisk, it doesn't splash out of the bowl. So whisk it until it's really smooth. The important part for these curries is that we have to keep whisking it as it's boiling until it thickens up and gets a certain consistency. So I'm going to now turn the heat to high and keep whisking it until it gets to a nice roaring boil. Okay, this will take about 3 to 4 minutes. Notice that the curry is beginning to boil and roar, and I've been constantly whisking it like that so that the yogurt and the besan and the mangoes and everything gets blended and it doesn't have a curdled look. And I just still do feel that the curry is a little thicker for a Gujarati curry. At this stage, I am going to add a little bit water. Gujarati curries are much different from the Punjabi curries. They are much thinner, and it's runny, but at the same time it's just delicious, right? Because it's got some sweetness into it. Since we added mangoes, I've sort of refrained from adding the jaggery because it can get a little too sweet based on what mangoes it was. So I'm just going to give it a quick taste. I've added some water and the curry is just thickened. As you notice, as it thickens, which means the besan is cooked and the curry is done. I'm just going to sort of keep this aside and take a spoon. Give it a taste to make sure the salt and everything is just okay. I think it needs some sweetness. This definitely needs some more sweetness. And a little bit more salt. So I'm going to add all of it. This is just about a tablespoon of jaggery and just a little bit more salt. And you can adjust the sweetness. If you like your Gujarati Kadhi to be a little more sweeter, go ahead and add a little more jaggery and just stir it in. Now once the jaggery dissolves, since the kadhi was just roaring and boiling well, so the kadhi is cooked through, the next step is to give it a ghee tadka, right? So I'm just going to keep this aside and give the kadhi a ghee tadka. So now I'm just going to keep this to the side and get a small tadka pan or a small pan that sits in here, and increase the heat a little bit and add in some ghee. Tadkas should always be given in ghee because it gives fantastic flavors. That's something that I've learned. It does no harm, and when a curry gets great flavors, just nothing like it. Okay, so once the ghee is heated up well, we will add in the mustard seeds and allow it to crackle, and the jeera seeds as well. Also going to add in the cinnamon and the red chilies. Just one, because we already added some red chili powder. And we'll give the ingredients a stir in the ghee because the ghee tends to froth up. So when we stir it a little bit, the rye and the jeera pops up and crackles well, and the cinnamon also sort of diffuses its flavor into the oil, into the ghee. So that's just perfect. I'm going to just quickly turn off the heat because I think it's just perfect. It's crackling up. Oh, I can smell great. The tadka smell is just absolutely delicious. At this stage, I'm just going to pour it into the curry, and our Gujarati curry is be ready to be served. I hope you enjoyed watching the recipe of how to make the Fajeto, the Gujarati Mango Kadhi. You must try it when mangoes are in season. And do make sure you serve it as a meal along with some puree, chola and the Fajeto. It makes a great combination. When you do try it, don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments below because I'm always looking to hear back from you. And before you go away, do subscribe to my YouTube channel so you get to watch fresh new video recipes from my kitchen to yours. So until then, until next time, happy cooking and healthy eating.